Last time on Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, we end up finishing off Deep Space as Aqua, and just like every other Aqua world visit, she still is not really good at expressing emotions. And now in this episode, we're going to finish off Deep Space with Ventus. And of course, Ventus seems to have a much better role in the Disney worlds rather than Aqua and Ventus. Oh well. Anyways, let's begin.
Huh? What's that? Whoa! Burst! Try that again!
And just like his BFF Terra, Ventus is no better, except this time he has a giant unversed jellyfish monster thing, which, you know, at certain points you kind of start to question, did the game just gave up on everything? Anyways, this guy is a bit of annoying, for the lack of a better word, but he's not that bad. You do want to be careful for his little spinning attack, and that's it. Wow, oh my god.
Trying to catch a ride, huh?
Don't get any more ideas. These guns are locked into your genetic signature. Huh? Huh? An intruder? All right, you. Don't get any funny ideas. So you're the intruder. Identify yourself.
My name is Ventus. The monster I was chasing boarded your ship.
Nice try. If there was another intruder aboard, we'd have detected it. Huh?
Intruder in the machinery bay! We lost control of the engines! It's some kind of monster!
Now you tell me. Stay right there. I have lots of unpleasant questions to ask you.
This is my fault. I have to do something. Huh?
Then, Terra Aqua.
What? You know Terra and Aqua?
Friend Circle.
Hey, is that a wayfinder?
Whoa! Huh?
The engines are under too much stress! We're risking an explosion!
What am I doing? There's no time! Huh? No, you need to stay here. It's too dangerous.
Very ironic coming from Vent, considering the fact that both Aqua and Terra ends up saying the same thing to him. Ha! Funny. Anyways, in this episode of Fantasticness, with Ventus here, you're going to be going through a series of rooms that are basically like gauntlets a bit. I'm going to actually be talking a bit. There's actually nothing that's going to be happening. The boss is, of course, the random squid enemy. Anywho, there's something I kind of want to say. About the development for Kingdom Hearts 3. Yeah, I know. Why am I talking about a future game that's not even out yet? Now, I kind of understand the reasoning behind this. For a lot of the times, almost every single Kingdom Hearts game. Okay. I thought it was gonna be a cutscene. Anyways, every single Kingdom Hearts game always has at least some cut content. Like how this game specifically was supposed to have the Jungle Book area, but it's not in the game. It's in the game. It's coding. You can actually use an action replay to actually get yourself into the Jungle Book area. Mind you, it won't do anything. Another thing is that certain scenes that are in the game are implemented in different places for, convenience sake. And funny enough, Birth by Sleep was actually supposed to be a PlayStation 2 game rather than a PSP game. They changed it to a PSP game instead because of the Mirage Arena. The Mirage Arena is essentially a multiplayer area, a battle arena area that you can play with your friends and whatnot. The problem is for the final mix version that's on the console, and this is probably why the reasoning as to why the Mirage Arena is the way it is, because I would like to think that the final mix version of Birth by Sleep is channeling what the PlayStation 2 version of Birth by Sleep would have been, which kind of says a lot about, this game's development cycle. It's like, it managed to change what it's supposed to be. Mind you, the story is exactly the same. There are some differences here and there. I can't go ahead and say what are the differences because some of it is a bit of game spoiler. But before we go, okay, I thought we were gonna actually get the better one. But yeah, so that's pretty interesting. Kingdom Hearts 1 also had a bit of development change, and so does Chain of Memories as well. Chain of Memories' development changes was a bit interesting, like how both Deep Jungle was supposed to be in the game, but considering the fact that they lost the rights to the area itself, they couldn't really use it. See, I don't want to use friggin'... Come on, attack me. Attack me so I can just counterattack. Come on. Come on. Come on. Attack me! What is wrong with you? Ugh, you stupid, dumb Unversed. This is why you don't exist anymore.
Oh.
I don't know how you did it, but you won't get away again. You haven't fooled me. You can bat your eyes all you want at the Grand Councilwoman so she'll reconsider your sentence. But I see you for what you really are. An abomination that's only instinct is to destroy everything it touches.
That plot point will really come into play later on. Anyways. So yeah, Kingdom Hearts 2 also had a bit of, well, I wouldn't say Kingdom Hearts 2 had cut content, but it did have like certain things that were supposed to be in the game, but they decided to just move them into different areas in the final mix version, mind you. Like, some people might remember the trailer for Kingdom Hearts 2 being a little bit different compared to what the game is now. And I kind of would have preferred it. Like, there is one cut content that I kind of wish that they stuck with. But I'll be going into detail like 5 years from now. 5 years? It's going to take you 5 years to get a Kingdom Hearts 2? I kind of want to do other RPGs rather than Kingdom Hearts 2, you know? I mean, Kingdom Hearts. After a while, you do one Kingdom Hearts game, you're kind of like, ugh. Once you played one, you kind of seen them all. Well, story-wise, you haven't seen them all. Gameplay, you have seen them all. All you're doing is just doing the same thing, whacking things with your Keyblade over and over and over again, to the point where it becomes a nauseum, and then you can't do anything about it. Now, I give a lot of crap to Birth by Sleep, but the fact is, my only issue is that, it's kind of not one of those games that, you should be sitting down on a console. And I can understand, because you can really feel that it does not look like a console-based game. Now, my question is this. Would the game been better if it was on a console? Because as of right now, you can kind of think of this as the console version of Birth by Sleep. And for lack of a better word, it doesn't change anything. The Mirage Arena is just harder. There's a Xehanort report, an optional Xehanort report. I call them optional because you don't really have to get that one, but you won't be able to progress through the final story if you don't. So, yeah. There is also a Xehanort report in the final area, but that's only for another character. I'll be going to more detail with that. I already said where the one that you'll kind of miss. And the one that you're probably going to miss is Terra's, which the only way to get his, you have to do one stage in the Mirage Arena to be able to, you have to complete one of the Mirage Arena cups to be able to get the Xehanort report. And the thing is, we don't have all the Xehanort reports in here. We're actually going to read all of them I'm actually going to read all of them before I head to Neverland. Because why not? I'm going to boot up a save data. And, you know, we're just going to read them. We're just going to have a nice little talk. Who knows? I might actually read them quick enough.
End of the line. Hey, you shouldn't be here. What is it?
Yes, Stitch, I do surely understand you. Anyways, this is enemy. I kind of wish that the game kind of just tells you what the unversed enemies are. Okay. After this part, I'm just gonna go ahead and just tell you guys. I'm gonna show you what all the unverses are. We are missing a few more unversed, but this is actually funny enough. You want to know what's stupid? This is the quote-unquote final unversed enemy that you fight in story-wise. I'm not gonna count the Mirage Arena enemies as the last few because those are optionals. You don't really have to do the Mirage Arena. I would recommend doing it. Ooh. You are a little douchebag. There you go. That's it? That's all you did? Wow, that kind of is stupid. You can control the gravity, so if the thing is actually up top, what you want to do is actually control the gravity so you can actually get to it. In fact, you kind of want to do that now because if the damage cap does reach a certain threshold, it will cause an instant game over. So you don't want that. Alright, so now that we're finished, we finished this stage very fast. We're going to go ahead and go into what all the bosses' names are.
It's over. Cut it out. What's gotten into you? I see. Your Wayfinder broke. Well, don't worry. Friendship's more than an object.
Friendship circle?
Don't let the little mimic fool you. You saw for yourself what kind of monster that thing is. All it knows how to do is hurt and destroy.
Monster? He helped me stop the monster!
You must have triggered some sort of mutation, hidden in the little freak's genetic coding.
Then, friend!
That's right. We are friends.
Better say your goodbyes now, because 626 is about to be destroyed. Stop that!
Come on!
Sound the alert! Prisoners on the loose! Don't let them get away!
Where are we going?
Hyperdrive has been activated. System charging. Warning. Guidance is not functional. Navigation failure. Do not engage hyperdrive. Repeat, do not engage.
Break formation, get clear!
What is it? What's going on?
Two references to the movie. Awesome. The reference where Stitch escapes from the cannon room, and that reference where he, literally, leaves. See you in Kingdom Hearts 2, Stitch. It's not really a spoiler. He's literally just in Kingdom Hearts 2. Doesn't matter. Yeah, I know. You guys are probably wondering. There's a very lack of summons in this game. Well, there's no summons in this version of the game, sadly to say. Anyways, before we finish this episode, let's actually look at the reports and look at our very fancy unversed enemies. Oh yeah, I forgot they're all separated. They're not even all together. Well, that's just puckers my jimmies. Got the Mad Treant. This giant tree-shaped unversed tried to get the jump on Ventus in Dwarf Woodlands. It could chuck poisonous fruit. It could launch vicious attacks. But could it defeat Ven? No. Trinity Armor. This giant unversed turned up in Radiant Garden. Its three components had a nasty knack for assembling and disassembling and generally causing Ventus, Terra, and Aqua a lot of headaches. Still, look whose teamwork won out in the end. This giant floating unversed showed up while Ventus was sailing through the lanes between. It then took refuge on a transport ship in deep space. Despite its most blubbery efforts to sabotage the ship, the metamorphosis was simply no match for Ven and Experiment 626's teamwork. Now for the unverses themselves, and they actually got pretty interesting, funny little dialogues. Just because these foes like to dart around as they strike doesn't mean you should get antsy yourself. Lock on and let your Keyblade do the talking. Careful though, your attacks won't hit if the flood have spin into the ground. These baddies like to wait for an opening. If you start sweating your Keyblade around without paying attention, the scrappers will have their claws all over you in no time. Stay alert. Of course, you can look for an opening yourself. Scrappers do tend to move in straight lines. Need proof that size matters? Wait till one of these juggernauts lay down the hurt with its high-octane attacks. Their shockwaves have a lot of range, so be sure to keep your distance. All that extra weight is bound to tucker a bruiser out. Wait for signs of fatigue, then put the big guy to sleep. Don't expect these spice curls to hold still. You'll need to lock on if you want your blows to connect. Use blizzard attacks to douse their fires for good. They may try to slam into you while ablaze, so be ready to stop, drop, and roll, or at least roll. Make no mistake, the thorn bite by any other name would still smack you around. Those vines lash out further than you might think, sending you flying if you don't watch it. Direct attacks cause these plants pests to start glowing and gain a dangerously burst of speed. Use magic commands to spare yourself the prickly predicament. When it comes to these foot soldiers, the more the scarier. They like to team up for a combination attack, so bring them to heal one at a time. They like to tuck their heads in when the going gets rough. Most attacks can't hurt them once they do. It's a chest! That's a spider! Got it? Good, because opening the wrong treasure chest could cause you an itsy-bitsy bit of trouble. Poisonous trouble. These guys are bad news. If you see one burrowed, wait to catch it when it comes up for the air. Defeating it will net you a ton of prizes. Usually these foes keep to the air, but if you see their bodies glow red, be ready for a quick lunge. Arc Ravens will pink off with prizes laying on the field. Why? Because they like to. Use jumping or long-range attacks to beat them to the punch. These floaters are known to attack in groups, and sometimes even entire colonies. Each color is weak against a different element, making it hard to put a kibosh on their collective juggling. When in doubt, start smacking them with your Keyblade. That's actually something I did not know. I did not know that each of these jellyfish enemies were actually weak to different elements. I thought they were just color-coded just for your needs. Let's get this out of the way. These foes have gas, as in they're filled with it. Hitting them head-on will cause them to blow up. Get caught in the blast, and you're talking major damage. Conveniently, all tank topplers come fitted with shut-off valves on their backs. Move around behind them and hit the valve to avoid an explosive end. Annoyingly, these Unversed focus on healing their buddies. Hitting them will draw their fire. Not a bad thing, really, when the alternative is them pumping their comrades full of fresh HP. Fact, confusing a vile file will cause it to heal you instead. This troublemaker taunts two styles, Seek mode and Attack mode. It likes to keep its distance while in Seek mode. The Sonic Blaster will shine a searchlight on you and try to lock on multiple times. Steer clear and strike first. Don't expect these chilly adversaries to hold still. You'll need to lock on if you want your blows to connect. Use fire attacks to melt them down to size. When in peril, they pull out their most powerful attacks. Deep freeze, careful. You don't get iced. Okay. Don't expect these crafty... Okay, I think this is probably like literally the same dialogue. Use blizzard attacks to chill them out. Also, don't be that guy or gal. Oh, well, that's actually pretty nice. Who gets slammed by an electrified yellow mustard. It's so difficult to explain to friends. Normally, mandrakes hide in the ground and attack from afar with their leaf cutters, and that's when they're still playing nice. If you get too close, they'll leap out of the ground and try to poison you, or else confuse you with the pollen they spew into the air as they charge. Buckles. Who knew? Sadly, they serve as purpose, keeping this bruiser's sturdy armor strapped on. Head-on attacks won't work. You'll need to get behind it to hit its weak point. Try magic. But don't get careless. Just because it's slow, buckle rhymes with knuckles, which rhymes with pain, which you'll be seeing a lot if you're not ready to block. Even Unversed needs somebody to boss them around. The Chrono Twister is happy to do the job. CTs like to hide inside their hourglass, but when the sand runs out and reveals their true form, woe is you. They're gonna hit you with Stopaga. Yeah, you can actually see the Unversed's head inside the hourglass. It's actually pretty cool. These baddies will launch razor-sharp gusts of wind at you faster than you can say axe flapper. Keep your distance and give yourself room to dodge. Beware, just because you've taken down doesn't mean you've taken it out. Get hasty and wander too close. It will counter with a rising slash. You know, something about I like the Unversed dialogues here. Descriptions here, because it's kind of like a reference to Paper Mario in a sense where they actually literally joke about the enemies' descriptions. They don't do that for Kingdom Hearts 1, at least to my knowledge. No, actually I don't think they do. I don't know. Anyways, that is the end of this episode. I wanted to read upon all of those because, to be fair, I haven't. So in the next episode, when we start back with Aqua or Terra, I actually don't remember who visits this world first. I think it's Terra. I want to assume it's Terra. But anyways, this is the final world where after you finish this world with 3 characters, that's when the plot gets real. Will I be post-commentating? Okay, I'm just going to say this now. The final world is the only world I'm going to post-commentate for a reason. There's multiple things that happen in the final area that I have no choice but to post-commentate because I won't be able to stop the game when you finish off the boss because it will just cut to the credits. So I'm just saying it beforehand. The final area will be the only area that will be post-commentated. Other than that, everything else is fair game. Everything else is going to be live. So when we go from one point to the next, when the game stops me and brings me back to the lane between, that's when I'll save and I'll end the episode. Until then, other than that, meh. So, C6 over and out, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next episode of Neverland. See yas!